Hello, Musto0063 here to finish off the last Robot Master stage of Mega Man 4. And I bet you all tuned in just to see how badly Brightman kicked my arse, didn't you? But before we get to that, there's a stage to talk about. And straight up, here's me demonstrating one of the two main gimmicks of the stage. The floor enemies giveth light, the flying enemies taketh away light. But with there being pits to jump over in this section, unless you have the area memorised, you're probably going to want there to be light. And here's the other stage gimmick. Once we get past the totem pole, these are battens, and they help you hop across the spiked areas. Their jump distance is randomly chosen at the start, and from then on they'll always jump at that distance. The jumps are either short or long, and there are some occasions where one jump type is definitely preferable over the other, given the placement of the totem pole. Gashapon is back from Dust Stage, and since you're not even on the same height level as this time around, it seems to be even more pathetic. The right hand ladder there just takes you to a dead end, as you can see, although there is a health refill if you need it. These spinning enemies drop down from the ceiling when you're sufficiently close to them, so wait until they drop their guard and then quickly take them out. But they're not especially threatening. There's an option to take a ladder to a lower path here, but it's a dead end, so I couldn't have bothered with it this time around. I will show off what's down there later though. Another batten spike area to traverse, and I did not want the one I'm on right now to jump long, as now it's overlapping its jumps with another baton and makes things that little bit more awkward. You don't have a lot of time to take out the totem pole blocking your way, and they take a fair few shots to destroy it, so don't hang around. But at worst, if you don't take one out, don't riskily try to get by, just ride the baton back to the left and have another go when it starts jumping again. I wouldn't even bother with the spinning enemy on the screen unless you're hoping to drop some health or a 1-up or something. Just slide through and it won't have a chance to get anywhere near you. Final screen, and this time we have the flying enemies that taketh away light, but no floor enemies to give back the light, so best advice is not to kill the flying enemies. Wait for the screen to be clear of potential dangers, then make your move. And don't hang about. As soon as the platform gets to its uppermost right position, jump and move to the next one. The red platforms drop downwards when they reach the end of the track, the green ones do stay on the track. Although I missed, you probably ideally want to hit that flying enemy because now there's solid ground, and the floor enemies return to give it back the light. So, no damage taken so far. But was there really much point in highlighting that? Growing up, Brightman was one of the biggest pain in the arse Robot Masters I fought. I just could not get the hang of him. I had huge trouble avoiding his pellet shots, especially if he jumped right up close to me or cornered me. And the flash stopper attack, that I thought you could do absolutely nothing about, freezes you in place for a good 5 seconds at least, during which time, more often than not, he jumps right into you and shaves off more than a quarter of your health bar. Seriously, not even thinking about perfect running him, just beating him. I honestly thought that this fight boiled down to complete and utter luck. So if he performed the flash stop move just 3 times, so I could never avoid the pellet shots all that well, he'd kill me. I'd always make sure I had an E-tank at the ready, or use his weapon weakness on him. As you can see now though, I'm a lot better at avoiding pellet shots, and amazingly enough, you can manipulate Brightman so that he never gets the chance to freeze you in place. Look at this. At the moment, I still haven't even got hit. So the accidental perfect run of Brightman is still well and truly on. That is, of course, until I do something clumsy, completely lose my focus, and allow him to pull off the dreaded flash stopper move. Ow! So close. In more ways than one. Yeah, that was a painful screw up. And I'm not usually that bothered about it happening during Let's Play versions of these stages. But the opportunity to get an accidental perfect one on Brightman, not one I wanted to mess up on, that late in the day anyway. For my valiant effort, I obtained Bright's flash stopper weapon for myself. When you use it, everything on screen freezes for about 5 seconds, but you are free to move, shoot, do whatever you want really. It doesn't drain all in one go, so it's much better than Flashman's time stopper ability. Bet you were thinking this could have been problematic to perfect run. Did that attempt change your mind? I certainly hope so, or I'm clearly not making you have much faith in me. oh boy, was I delighted to get this one done. Albeit it turning out to be far easier than I'd expected. If you're expecting many stage screw-ups, then you're going to find them in short supply. Just the one actually, and I'll point it out when I get there. But overall, as I think evidenced by the lack of outtakes, the stage is not the issue here. It's actually pretty easy, and in my opinion, the easiest of the 8 in the game. So okay, with slightly less to talk about in terms of perfect run failure, time to once again talk about my stupidity when playing this game as a kid. So if you watched my Dive Man video, you'll remember that I said I was unaware that Mega Man could slide, and after about 30 seconds into the stage, I saw no way to progress, killed myself, and tried another stage. Well, that's exactly what I did here too. Thanks to Lucky Charm, by the way. Yep, the area coming up was an apparent dead end to me, so I gave up on this stage and tried another. It wasn't until I got to the very last section of Ringman stage, which also required you to slide, but I thought there must be something I was missing. This whole story probably ranks as my most embarrassing computer game playing moment, so let's keep the whole thing quiet, just between you and me, right? Now here incidentally is where the one stage screw-up occurred. The Batons screwed me over, overlapped their jumps, got me all in a tizzy when I wasn't able to recover. And I did think I was now on for a dose of bad luck there, given that I missed that one-up item drop, but of course there was no way I could have got it without dying. Now I have to say I did expect this screen to end my run once or twice, but that was more me remembering all the trouble I had on it when I was younger. Probably because strategy playing doesn't really enter young children's heads all that much. You see an enemy, you kill it. So I did, leaving the screen in darkness and making things much harder on myself. Now of course, I know way better just to leave the flying enemy be. And I even won the race with that pellet shot. Yay me! Okay, boss strategy time. When Brightman's far away from you, it's pretty easy to avoid the pellet shots. When he's close to you, the best thing to do is stay in close proximity to him and get good at timing your jumps. If you can get that timing down, it'll be a godsend. But the real genius strategy comes in manipulating Brightman so that he doesn't use his flash stopper. Whether or not he does is actually dependent on his health bar. He will only ever do this attack when he's taken 12, 20 and 24 hits. So the trick is to make sure he's in the middle of his pellet shot attack when you hit him for the 12th, 20th and 24th time. Quickly get another hit on him before he finishes firing 3 pellet shots and he's lost his opportunity to use flash stopper. So here, 20th hit and 21st hit straight away after. Now of course I've got him 23 times, so I'm after that nice opportunity to get 2 more quick succession hits in on him. 24, 25, and from then on it's pretty much plain sailing. Whoever first noticed that Brightman's health bar is the key here, you really are a genius. So let's check out what's down that ladder, shall we? It's a red and green platform section, and it works in the exact same way we saw in the final screen of the level. Make it across, and a 1-up and an E-tank are your reward. And since I recorded this separately to the main game, I couldn't actually be bothered to collect either of them, but that still seems a slightly odd decision to me, even with nothing resting on it. It is a dead end though, as I said, so you'll need to backtrack the way you came, and you'll need a utility item to make it back to the left. Rush Jet, as you can see here, if you have it, is an excellent choice. Mega Man 4 is the 4th game, and I've gotten the clean sweep of Robot Master Stage perfect runs on. Only Mega Man 2 so far has proved a challenge too far for me. But I think we can all agree, having watched my Airman video, that that guy's a prick and a complete and utter cheater. As for the final stage of Mega Man 4, it only took me 50 minutes to get the successful perfect run. No, really. But as I said before, just the one outtake on the level itself, so once they got Brightman more or less down, he was the only real obstacle. 12 out of the 13 total outtakes were thanks to him. It did take a little bit of time to get a rhythm down on Brightman. The first 4 or 5 attempts I was pretty hopeless, but getting a decent strategy for what to do when he corners you was one of 2 potential problems I was starting to get a handle on. The other was working out when the best opportunity was to get those all-important critical hits in. Sometimes I was too early, getting for example the 12th hit in before we had fired any pellet shots, so naturally he just did the flash stopper move. And sometimes I was too late, getting the 12th hit in too late, so I didn't have time to get the 13th in before he stopped firing pellet shots. And of course it's bound to happen, but as in the Let's Play, sometimes I just lost track of how many times I hit him, so I'd apply my quick hit succession attempt at the completely wrong time. Keeping account of how many times you hit Brightman will be crucial to your success. I should say that it's possible for him to use Flash Stopper and for you to avoid taking damage. You must be in the air. If you're on the ground, either his pellet shots or a well-placed jump of his will get you. But if you're in the air and out of range of his pellet shots, it's not a certainty that he will jump into you. It's likely he will, but not an absolute certainty. In fact, this is exactly what happened on Rowan Mithrill's non-revenge perfect run on Brightman, before he knew about the health bar trick. So it can happen. And who would ever begrudge Rowan a little bit of luck? The short time it ultimately took to get the perfect run, coupled with the fact that Brightman didn't cause me anywhere near as many problems as I thought he would, even knowing that health bar trick, meant I couldn't get all that frustrated with this. I wouldn't describe myself as especially mellow either, though. Probably a fair bit lower than you may have been expecting at the start of the video, but perhaps not given the stats above. I can only give Brightman a 5 out of 10, and that's still a very high rating for me to give him, given that I've experienced more than 13 outtakes on previous stages and only rated them as 3 out of 10, including Drillman from this very game. But, to me, difficult Robot Masters deserve higher ratings than easy Robot Masters with difficult stages. I'm of course failing consistently on one thing, as opposed to the outtakes being spread out across the level. And don't get me wrong, however easy I may have made Brightman look there, he's actually harder than that. But this was a more pleasant experience than either Ring or Pharaoh, so I just can't go any higher than 5 out of 10. So with the Robot Master stages out of the way, since it doesn't appear to be Dr. Wily's fault the world's in chaos this time around, in the next video I'll be tackling the Dr. Cossack Fortress stages. Deliberate perfect run attempts, once again not on the agenda though. Hope you join me for those, but until then, cheerio.